Hey everybody, this is Dan with Pain Free You. Today I wanted to talk about this topic. It's a question I get a lot. Am I sending my brain the right message? Or the wrong one for that matter? So we'll get to that in a second. Just relax your body. Allow your breath to slow down a little bit. Feel your belly expand. Diaphragmatic breathing. You don't have to think of it technically or do anything, really proactive, but just slow down, relax. If you're tense and tight, you're breathing shallow. A great message of safety is a relaxed body. If you're walking around like this all day long, to the topic of this video, you're not sending a great message to your brain because you're looking guarded and protected and on high alert as if something bad's going to happen. So we talk about these messages of safety, the brain's perception of danger. And, I talk a lot about the various ways that we can convey safety to the brain in our response to the symptoms. Just everyday stuff like sitting outside, observing nature, taking a walk. But a lot of the danger that we convey to ourselves is in our own fears and worries and in our own thinking and our own expectations. But let's talk a little bit more about the process of recovery. Because I do say, let's talk to your brain. And I know I have said, talk to your brain, have that discussion. And I know I've also said, you don't have to do it all day long. And I've had 2 questions today going, it doesn't make sense. Is that doing it too much? Is that sending the wrong message to my brain if I talk to myself too much? There's no hard rule. It's not like you can have, 10 conversations with your brain and at 11 it becomes too much. Look, in the beginning, we're going to be proactively creating safety more proactively. We're going to do it more often. It's kind of like front-loading the messages of safety until that becomes more accepted and you won't have to do it as much. And people will also ask the question to be like, Dan, I listen to a lot of your videos. I listen to a lot of podcasts of other people, and I'm reading a lot of books. Am I doing too much? And I'll say it again. In the beginning, when we're diving into this work, it's fine to front load the knowledge acquisition, the understanding, because that upfront knowledge acquisition is what starts to give us more confidence that we're on the right track. So try not to judge that you're doing too much when you are in the knowledge acquisition phase. Try not to judge that you're doing too much or too little when it comes to talking to your brain or conveying the messages of safety. There's no hard line as to what determines if it's too much. There's a gut feeling. If you're talking to your brain frequently throughout the day, and that's creating safety and trust and calm, and it's building your belief that you're on the right path, and you feel like you're gaining confidence because you know that by proactively speaking safety to your brain, the previous dominant thoughts of the fear and the catastrophic thinking are fading away. If you're feeling safer as a result of how you're going about your day, even if you're talking to yourself all day long, if you're feeling safer, keep doing it. That's wonderful. If you're going through the motions and walking around very fearful, saying, I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe, how come it's not working? I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe. That's not going to be great. But it's not the volume of times you're doing it. It's the intention. It's the heart behind it that I believe really makes a difference. The authenticity is key. And that's a really important word. Because walking around like this going, I'm safe, it's all right, it's temporary. Is it still there? Yeah, it's still there. The I'm safe is not authentic. So I frequently get a lot of comments that people say, I'm telling myself I'm safe, but I don't buy it. Right? It's not authentic yet, but it will be. Knowledge acquisition. Understand this stuff. 4 foundational pillars here, folks. Understand what's creating symptoms, the perception of danger, consciously or subconsciously. 2, does this apply to me? Do the assessments. I'm really liking more and more so the FIT assessment. You can find that at isthispdp.com. And if you answer 1 or more questions true, then yes, your brain is creating the symptoms, your body's not involved. All right? So number 1, what's causing symptoms? 2, does this apply to me? Yes. If you get that answer from the assessments, accept that, because it wouldn't make sense for it to be a physical cause if you're answering the questions positively that you are. Right? It's not both. 3, is there a cure? Is there a solution? Yes. I teach it every day. I coach it several times a week, and I get proof virtually every day from people saying how much better they're doing by applying these simple, not easy, simple, proven concepts. So number 4 in the foundational principles is, am I capable of doing this? And my answer to you is, if you're questioning that, you can. You can absolutely get better. And I know this because I have seen some people go from the deepest depths of despair, feeling like there's no way out. They're anxious, they're terrified, they don't want to be on this planet, to going all the way to the other side and living life with joy, purpose, meaning, connection with others, and eliminating the chronic symptoms. So if other people who are deep in despair can do that, then you can too. They're no more special than you. They're no more courageous than you. They were equally terrified, anxious, worried, catastrophically thinking, feeling like, I don't want this to be my life. And if this is my life, I don't want to be here. And so if you're at that place, just know you can do this too. I'm telling you, folks, I wouldn't do this every single day. Inside of the next, 30, 40 days or so, I'm going to hit 5 years of daily videos. I wouldn't do this if I didn't think you could get better. This stuff is important. It works. Embrace it. Look for reasons why you can do it. If you're saying, I can't, I don't think I can, ask yourself, how can I? How can I? Super important. You can. So get those 4 foundational principles down. What causes it? Does it apply to me? Is there a cure? And yes, I can do it. Good. That's a solid foundation. From there, we're going to create safety. Emotionally, physically, mentally. How we respond is the number 1 way that we can convey safety. Because if we're responding to some of the wildest, most colorful symptoms with, oh well, instead of, oh no, the brain's going to eventually catch on and say, Dan's not concerned. There's some really colorful, sensational symptoms. And Dan's response consistently is, oh well. And I can do that because I know what's going on, what causes symptoms. I know it applies to me. I know I'm capable. There's a solution. I'm on it, right? So how you respond is a huge message of safety, and then starting to shift your attention towards living your life. Now that does not mean push yourself and torture yourself. And if you find that you're doing more than you have in years and your symptoms are going up, you might be in the mode of, I have to push myself. Dan says to live my life. Push, push, push. That's not conveying safety. That's conveying more fear. And with more fear comes a greater perception of danger and more symptoms. So, a key question for you is, am I conveying safety or danger? Are the things I am doing, are the things I am thinking, is the way I'm behaving conveying safety or danger, right? And if you're talking to yourself all day long from a place of fear and going through the motions because you want to teach your brain you're doing it for the outcome as opposed to truly recognizing, all right, come on, Dan. Let's get on board here. Dan's brain. Let's work together. Authenticity, knowing I'm actually okay. My brain hasn't caught on yet. I'm still having symptoms. Oh well. Do you see how all this stuff works together? I mean, really. Are you sending your brain the right message? Really comes down to the question of, are the messages I'm sending, the things I'm doing, thinking, how I'm behaving, am I creating more safety or more fear? If more safety, then you're not doing it too much. You're not sending the wrong message. You know, if you are feeling a certain way and you're going back to a chiropractor you used to go to, or an acupuncturist, or going to your orthopedist or neurologist and saying, I need some help here, that is probably conveying danger. It's not conveying the right message, because you're saying, I want a physical treatment, which means the foundational 4 is not solid. It's just not. Because if you still believe that a physical treatment is going to cure symptoms that are created by brain perceiving danger, go back to square one. Go to the Fast Start playlist. It's a great way to review the fundamentals. I talk about perceived danger, pain, and symptoms. I talk about the foundational 4. I talk about the number one question I get, which is this mind-body, Dan? Is this TMS, PDP? Right? Go through those videos. Go through the assessments. Get rock solid on this and make a decision that I'm actually okay. Because when you know and you have done the homework and laid the foundation and you truly know you're okay, it's so much easier to send the right message to your brain that I'm safe, and do it with authenticity. Authenticity matters. So if you're uncertain about it and you're still bouncing back and forth to doctors and treatments and looking for something to help you and whatever else you're doing, conveying messages of, I'm in trouble, your brain's not going to buy it. The authenticity is not going to be there. So lay the foundation. Get that down. The Fast Start playlist is really a great place to review frequently. DansFastStart.com. DansFastStart.com. And if you want more consistent messages of safety, join the group. In that group, we have anywhere between 20 to 50 people showing up on screen in Zoom, and you will hear in the beginning of these calls success stories, progress reports, people telling how excited they are because they're eating more than 3 foods for the first time in years. They're going on trips. They are getting out of the house. They're driving their cars for the first time in years. They're doing all sorts of stuff that they haven't done in years. Those are messages of safety. You're seeing other people who are equally scared, equally terrified, making progress. Great message of safety. Then you'll hear other people asking questions and getting coached, and other people supporting and cheering them on. That will give you the right messages. Can there be some discussions about other people and their symptoms and their struggles? Yes. But the vast majority of stuff is going to be supportive. And don't allow, I don't want to hear about anybody else's symptoms. Don't let that fear talk you out of a wonderful environment. Don't let it. Build some resilience. Their story is not yours, unless their success story can be yours. But their struggle is not yours. You don't have to own that. You don't have to take that in. So, are you sending the right message to your brain? Or are you talking to your brain too much? If you're doing it from fear and going through the motions, hoping that eventually it'll stick, I want you to really go back to the foundation to make sure that as you're talking to your brain, and these messages of safety are more authentic. Because if you're walking around terrified, I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe, your brain's not buying it. So, hopefully this was beneficial and helpful. Hopefully it answers some questions that I see pretty frequently. And there is no right or wrong way. There's no exact number of times you can talk to your brain a day before you're doing too much. View it as self-compassion, self-kindness. If giving myself a pep talk feels good, by all means, do it. And if doing that a bunch of times a day feels good, do it. But if you're doing it from a place of fear and just having a hope that I'm giving myself a message of safety inauthentically and hoping it works, get the foundations down. Go back to square one. That doesn't mean you're starting over. It just means let's review the basics. dansfaststart.com. And if you would like some ongoing support, go to painfreeyougroup.com. Anybody around the world is welcome. All of the days of the weeks and times are there. So I hope to see you in there. If not, just keep on watching these videos, because I can assure you people are getting better just watching the videos, but not just watching, implementing. You can too. So I love you. Maybe we'll see you in the group. Maybe we won't. In either case, I just want all the best for you. I know you can get better. Watch, learn, take notes, implement, repeat until you're better, whether you're in my group or not. So, love you folks. Take care. And as usual, we'll see you tomorrow. Love you.